Hi guys, it's Cyrus Chaos. Today I'm here with Fran Russo, and we're going to be watching the final between Kim Jiyeon and Olga Kharlan from the Seoul Grand Prix this year. Uh, Say hi, Fran.
Hi guys, it's Fran. I'm excited to be here and be featured in one of his videos.
Fran fences at MFC and is currently an Olympic hopeful. So
NFC and Bergen fencing.
MFC and Bergen, sorry.
Yes.
These two have fenced 7 times, and Kharlan has won every single time.
Wow.
And she's
Well, this particular bout is like really interesting because when we get to the end, and it's just like it's a really good match.
yeah.
But that's really interesting that she's won every single time.
Every single time. And some of them
I'm not surprised with Kharlan.
right. And some of them she just slaughtered her. It was like 15-7, but there were other times when it was 15-14, 15-13. It's been very close, but Kim has never been able to win. So
Wow. Dang.
so yeah. But maybe in her home country she'll have better luck. So that should be good. All right, so we're just going to dive right in.
They're not making mistakes. They're actually creating mistakes from the other fencer.
You can hear the hometown crowd as Kim scores the first touch.
They were pretty silent before because it was two Koreans, but now they're ready to scream. So Olga is pulling out her...
So right off the bat, Olga has tried to pull twice on the first 2 touches.
Bread and butter touch.
So basically what she does...
This is definitely her like go-to move right off the bat. She's really strong in the box.
Yeah.
out the way, and then she hits you with a really nice, really fast repost that's usually double advanced lunge.
What I've seen from her today is this sort of control of distance, and she's never really out of distance. Oh my gosh, that was blazing fast. Did you blink? Because I kind of blinked.
That was nice.
Neighbors, so I saw it even when my eyes were closed. So Kim is great.
A nice parry again. Yeah, it looks like both of them are just struggling a little bit to find like a good tempo that controls the other person.
Sabre's like a really
Yeah, they're both really strong in the
Pause.
box.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm a little bit behind you.
No, it's good. We'll catch up in a second. Have you fenced either
But
of
yeah,
these? Go ahead.
I fenced Olga before. I don't think I fenced Kim before, but like all Koreans, like Kim is super patient, and they're both extremely quick with their feet. So like you think that they're gonna go in the center for attack on preparation or extended attack, but like they just pull you short right away, and that's like their strong point. So I think this is a really awesome matchup just because of how strong they are in the box. Yeah, and it's just like they're really tricky with their footwork, I think.
Yeah, the mark to me of a really top fencer is that you can't always tell what action they're gonna do off their preparation. Like I've done
Right.
it with Salagi before, where you show like 2 clips of different actions that he's doing against the same person, and until the moment that he makes his decision to go backwards or forwards, the preparation is almost frame perfect. And
Right.
and I could probably do that for either of these two by just like picking out some random touches from the bout once they get comfortable. It's pretty amazing.
And it's so crazy because like I think sometimes when I'm pulling someone short, I look that composed, but just the strength in their legs, it matters so much, and you can see it here. Like they don't stand up, they stay grounded, and I think that's like their balance is super important. And it's something I like aspire to have in my fencing. So just watching these two girls like fence it out it's like awesome.
Yeah, totally. All of us do.
answer almost. One person decides, okay, I'm going to pull this out. The next person solves that problem. You almost need to be 2 steps ahead.
You definitely need to have plan A, B, and C. And I think
I think that call was right. It looked like
I thought that was pretty clear.
yeah. Yeah, not
Olga's
just
hand is
not just right, but obvious.
So here,
her hand is just really quick.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
keepers in hand. So to me, it looks like Olga's hand is coming out a little faster, but the rest is some.
Or do they annul that?
Sorry, what?
I said, did they annul that? I think they
Did
call
they
it no
annul
touch.
it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess they did. They did, yeah.
so Kim makes that nice, patient, slow start, and then
Nice.
feels
Finishes
how
her
she
attack.
finishes.
So that's
I guess they
what
say
that,
it's
we're gonna
Malcry.
replay
Yeah.
for. Kim did a nice
Those are so hard to see
Right.
from from like this far away, especially with the two parry. But I'm pretty sure she got that one from the slow-mo.
And she's saying that
Yeah.
it's close now.
Especially since Kim's a lefty, so it's like,
So
well,
what's interesting is, and we've been talking about the change
okay, they gave it to her.
Yeah.
where it now both lights go off instead of just one.
So pause quickly. So that action that Kharlan tried to do before, which we both said was obvious, but the referees did not call it. That's an interesting
Right.
That's an interesting situation to be in, because a couple times now Olga has shown that her first reaction to Kim's speed is going to be to throw her hand out quickly.
right.
And that time Kim was a step ahead tactically and ran forward in a position that looked like she was going to make a long attack and parried it.
Right. That was really smart.
So it could be an indication that Olga needs to either hold when she does that or pull that searching attack short. Just not. So basically, Kim is showing her that she can't just throw her hand quickly.
Yeah, she's going to need to be a little bit more tactical in the middle.
Right, which is important because that's a comfortable action that Olga likes to make. So
Yes. But I think Olga's pretty comfortable in the center and, like pulling short. So I think maybe she's going to switch over to that.
oh yeah, totally.
Like you said.
She's happy to do whatever.
Exactly, yeah. Easy to make that transition.
Yeah.
That didn't used to happen or go off are now going off.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of extra
So
time
there was the
to
pull
get
you were just talking about.
Her parry
Yeah.
was pretty strong, so she was
Little
able
off
to
balance.
get it.
Just a little.
Kharlan fell or slipped.
Yeah, Olga slipped a little
It
bit.
happens to the best of us.
Kharlan actually slipped a little bit.
Definitely happened to me before.
Semifinals, she slipped a little bit.
She just is so committed to pulling distance. Sometimes her body moves a little faster than her feet.
Sorry, my dog.
No, it's cool. It adds some flavor.
So this pulling in and out distance is like the bread and butter of women's saber. I like in out, I get so confused a lot. And it's just such a confusing touch in general.
Yeah. Pause. Part of that is that so these days that situation is always given to the person whose feet start moving first. Pretty much
Yes.
regardless of any other variable or factor in the touch. And it can be easy to see that from the side and even point to it in a video and say, like, look, this is why. But as a fencer, it can be very difficult to feel the difference sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it almost feels like that's being given against you and you don't really understand why. Like you were saying, it can be confusing.
Definitely, and I've definitely fallen victim to it. And when you're in the middle of a bout and you do that touch, you for some reason you just can't feel it, like you just said, and like you'll sometimes you end up doing it like 6 more times, and you're like trying to prove like, wait, this is not my touch. So I feel like what's important here is like you can't just constantly like go for that touch. If you're losing it, like you really have to change your footwork or something.
Yeah.
Because it is all about like the speed of your feet. And that's how referees see it. And that's usually how video analysis will see it.
Yeah. So something I think is kind of low-hanging fruit that nobody I think is really excellent at yet is doing an action after the in and out. Like most of the time,
Yes.
someone just tries to go as fast as possible, and the person who's slower just kind of like counterattacks into it and hopes that it's theirs too. But
Yeah.
every once in a while, you'll see like a parry coming from that second zone, if you want to call it that. But you don't see people doing those actions consistently.
It's so hard to plan something like that it almost has to come like out of a habit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is it difficult to build, but yeah, you don't really see that very often.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting. It's like definitely an underexploited area in the sport.
Definitely, yeah.
So like we thought, this bout's going pretty much touch for touch.
That looks like prep from the left.
So that
Yeah.
touch,
That looked like,
Olga
yeah, that's what I was
thinks
gonna
that
say.
She was able to get her arm out as
So the two preps are a little different. The one that we thought we saw before and this one, because this one Olga is trying to make a longer attack, sees that
Right.
Kim is not going backwards and shortens it.
But the ref said that Kim's came out first.
Yeah, and that's the thing about
So that's like winning a rock paper scissors action and trying to say like, no, I didn't actually choose rock. I chose paper at the last second.
Yes. Ooh, that was really nice.
Yeah, that was nice.
Attack,
And that's just from good technique.
and Olga
Yeah.
Fast succession.
Wow.
If you do blink, you miss those counter parries or parries.
Oh,
or
and
block.
That's my favorite attack. I love the Korean attack.
Yeah.
Like, it's so awesome. And just like with finishing with the flunge is just requires so much athleticism.
yeah,
Like a perfect flunge.
yeah. It's really pretty when it hits. Oh, there was the action that I was
Yeah.
just saying never happened.
Yeah. This was more kind of like defensive rather than like going in for the
Here,
going
pause.
into the attack, but still.
Yeah, I want to show that touch again. So yeah, they did the kind of in and out situation, and here you can see that Kim is starting first, and it looks like Olga's going in, but she's actually not, and she takes parry here. That was really well set up with the footwork.
Yeah, that was. And also, you notice that Olga's been taking like tons of parry threes, so Kim's been hitting in the same spot.
Yeah, it can be hard. I've noticed that with Koreans sometimes. Like when I fenced Juan, I found also that he just was hitting the same spot over and over again. And sometimes it's almost like you feel like it's a trick or something because you're like, there's no way someone as good is doing that over and over. But
Right.
you shouldn't make assumptions that they're going to change. Like sometimes it's a habit, or maybe they're fixated on something else. But if someone keeps hitting you to 3, keep parrying 3 until they
Yeah.
give you a reason not to.
Yeah, exactly.
Another nice pull. Wow.
All that setup.
Ooh, that was so nice.
Yeah.
That requires a lot of composure towards the end.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I'm going to pause. I'm going to go back and show that again. I was just going to say that after that amazing pull, Kharlan was being so careful in approaching. Like every time she looked like she was about to enter an unsafe distance, she'd either stop or take the blade, and Kim would go backwards as a response to that. And she was being so careful not to get hit with a counterattack until the very last moment when she, I guess, thought that Kim was going to either try to go way back or take a parry. And she showed her wrist.
Two tempos.
And she showed her wrist
Yeah.
and made like a long reaching attack.
Right.
Ah, gotcha. And it's amazing. Like I thought with the new timing that would be too light, but I guess she just got her like.
So quick.
Yeah.
She's like, nah, girl. It's mine.
And Kharlan missing in the replay.
Kharlan looked a little frustrated there,
All that,
but yeah.
all that setup.
Yep, so Kharlan
You know she's not going to fall for that twice.
She was like, hell no.
Yeah.
She's like, this one's mine. Well, this one she caught her off, like, she was
Off balance, yeah.
She was unbalanced, yeah.
This time, the attack was so much more aggressive than the patient staged attack she made last time. And that could be attack from left, yeah.
Kharlan wants to go to video.
And this is a situation we were just talking about. I'm going to show that again.
Right.
This is a situation where we were just talking about where it may feel very much like simultaneous, but both of us saw the feet start moving first. And it's something that looks different from the outside than it feels on the inside.
This is why fencing is so difficult for people who don't know anything about fencing.
Yeah, totally.
Those are so, like, the movements are so minuscule. Like, it's so difficult even for us to, like, decipher whose touch it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely feet-wise.
Yeah. It's hard. But they decide that is touch, so we go to the break. So, if you were the coaches here, what would you be saying to each of the two fencers?
So right now,
I think if I was Kharlan's coach, I would be telling her to use a lot more of, like, her distance, because Kim seems to be falling short. Like, I've only seen, the two fencers have only extended their attacks, like, twice?
Yeah,
So-
because every time they try, they get hit in prep.
Exactly, yeah. So I think, both their legs are great. So I think Kharlan can definitely pull distance here, and keep using those offensive, defensive parries, to try to get her. She's really good and she's composed and she's not taking her time. Like, she's very quick, Kharlan. So definitely doing a mix of that and also catching her on preparation, because Kim is trying to extend her attack. she's looking for it. So I think she just needs to change her footwork in the box to steal the timing. And then in terms, like in Kim's sense, Kim has a really good sense for when Kharlan is going to extend the attack. So keep, going for those parries. And yeah, I think just trying to extend the attack because Kim has a really strong attack. So, also using the distance in the center, mixed with kind of parry. So kind of they both, in my opinion, they both have similar strategies. I think they're pretty similar fencers in this particular bout.
Yeah, they both want to do a lot of actions. They both want to attack as much as possible.
Right.
And sometimes, even if the attack and preparation doesn't work, like it gets parried or something, it just lets the other person know that you're willing to do that. So they're gonna feel uncomfortable extending. Like it's not as easy to extend an attack if you know that your opponent is gonna try to do attack and preparation.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like each of them are sending messages to the other.
Yes.
I mean, that's how fencing is, but they're definitely able to read the messages, which is really it's really cool that they're not they're reading the messages and they're planning their actions. Like every single one of these touches has been planned.
Yeah, and you can already see the tactics evolving. Like each of them has made a change in response to the other person at least once so far. So.
Right.
Yeah.
We just, at the very least, it's 14 Grand Prix gold medals.
Ooh, and that's interesting. So Kharlan went for the attack and prep, but she did it with a little bit of preparation herself, so she could go around that blade.
Right. Yeah, she sees that Kim's definitely looking for the parry in the center.
Yeah.
That was really nice.
Yes, it was.
That was really nice, and Kim changed the direction in which she was hitting, and Kharlan parried that, which was really impressive.
Yeah.
That's nice. So Kharlan went back to the action where she's trying to make him stop and take over really quickly.
That was a good action too. She just.
It was really nice.
Yeah. I think that was an attack to 3, and she tried to parry 4, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like she disengaged.
Yeah. That might be attack no.
I think it looked like attack no to me.
Yeah, I agree.
I think her foot landed first.
And not just that. Pause. So I think she So in this situation, Kharlan is trying to disengage around a parry that's not there, and she's actually making a feint cut after her foot is on the ground.
Oh, okay. I did not see that.
Yeah. So it's not so much that her foot lands, it's the whole context. Like her foot is landing, and she's trying to beat parry repost, which is not what's happening. Kim is just moving out of the way. So
in that touch, in Sabre, we have an action called attack no repost. When your foot lands before your hand finishes, and Kim was able to keep the distance really close so she could get that touch.
That was nice.
yeah, it was nice. That was a big hold.
Yeah. Kim's definitely looking for the parry in the center. So,
Yes, she is.
Kharlan is
A step ahead.
capitalizing on that.
And this time Kharlan's feet are moving first.
Yeah. This time I thought it was Kharlan's.
That is not a good replay to see that action.
No.
In that touch,
Like
they both
from
stop, and then
Kharlan's
Olga starts
back.
faster with her feet, and that's why it's her attack. Olga's fired up.
I've seen this action multiple times.
Yeah.
It's out now.
But it's
If it's working, it's working.
yeah. So pause quickly. It's hard, right? Because I mean, it would be easy to say like Kim needs to stop doing this, but every time Kim has tried to make a long attack, she gets hit in prep. When she tries to search for the blade, Kharlan goes around it. So it's not just a matter of that. I think she needs to make her different preparations look more similar, because watching the bout, it's pretty obvious to me at least when Kim is going to attack short or make a long attack based on her first couple steps.
Right.
And so either she makes a long attack or she makes a long attack with the parry, which Kharlan basically shows her she's going backwards and then does a holding preparation and hits her. Or Kim like blitzes the first step and Kharlan knows that she needs to pull. So the adjustment that I would be telling Kim to make if I were her coach right now is that those two preparations need to be much more similar so that Kharlan can't decide what she wants to do purely based on Kim's footwork.
Right.
Because right now...
Yeah, she needs to change her footwork a little bit.
Yeah, right now, Kim is just telegraphing what action she wants to do so much that Kharlan is finding it very easy to just react to her.
Right, yeah, she's just reading off of her first couple steps.
Yeah.
Which is so, like, I mean, it's insane that, like, she can read her that well, you know?
Yeah. She's been very consistent this half of the bout, which I think she was down 8-6, right? And now it's a 6-2 swing the other direction. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that was good.
Ooh, very nice long attack.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, almost got it. Oh, again.
Yeah, again the pull right at the end.
Yep. And this time, Kharlan came with an aggressive attack.
Yeah. The Koreans are so good at counterattacking. It's amazing.
They really are. They
All of them.
really are.
Yeah. I think part of it is that right there that we just saw when Kim pulled. Because the Koreans are so athletic that you feel like you really have to reach to hit them. And as soon as that happens, that's the perfect moment to counterattack. Wow. That was so patient.
She got it.
Yeah.
That was so patient. Kharlan's like, no. So frustrated, too.
Yeah,
It's like with an attack like that, it's like, what can you do? You know, it's like very difficult to combat
Yeah.
a very patient attack.
She tried twice to break the distance and set up a line or set up an action, but Kim
She
just
did
wouldn't
everything
bite.
right.
Yeah.
But Kim's also really good, so it's difficult to say. Oh, nice.
Wow, again.
Oh, beautiful.
That's the thing we've
But you see right off the beginning of the touch, Kim is just blitzing her. Like I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna go back and look again at that quickly.
Yeah.
So you see,
No, you're totally right.
yeah, right at the beginning of the touch, the first step is like one appel, but she's already so committed right now that Kharlan just fakes, and this is an easy parry for her.
Yeah.
But it's
It
been
definitely is.
yeah, it's been like that every time.
There, the distance closes, then she makes parry. She's 1 point away now
Okay.
from another Grand Prix gold here. Well, Kim's not giving
She wanted to do that again, but she kind of lost her footing. Or I
Yeah.
think she wanted to pull distance, maybe.
And this time, Kim's preparatory footwork in the beginning was a little bit different. It wasn't quite as aggressive, which gives her more options.
touch.
Maybe she heard you, Andrew.
Yeah, maybe.
This is a big touch here.
And this time, attack and prep for Kim.
Yep.
attack. Let's see what the refs say.
They're going straight to video on this one.
Referee goes straight to
And you can, I think he's making the hand motion.
Yeah.
Feet and arms.
Yeah.
Kim's arms coming out, and this is why it's really important to
Yeah,
see each other.
Kharlan came in with a really big step and kind of pulled her arm back, so.
Yeah, it's almost like she's trying to cover both options by having her arm like that.
Yeah.
here in
Yeah.
Seoul.
But they're both really competent fencers, so I'm sure that whatever they choose, they're going to be.
I think the last action is going to be a pull from Kharlan, or a parry from Kharlan,
Whatever they choose, they have to
Probably.
for a short attack against Kim. But we'll know after the first step Kim takes. Yep.
This is
Oh my god.
Okay.
Kharlan is
She slipped too, and she still pulled it short.
Yeah, she still got it.
Made her stop.
Kim is face palming. Yeah,
She missed. Yeah.
so we have to go to the replay.
yeah, she missed.
That is kind of weird because Kharlan did hit her with a counterattack by accident, I think. But
Right, the light went off.
she still got her. Like, that was crazy.
That was a really crazy last touch.
Yes, it was.
Wow. But it wasn't so crazy in the sense that we kind of predicted what was going to happen
Yeah.
because of just the patterns of the bout.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, thought it was a really, really good bout.
Yeah, it was a good bout.
I thought it was pretty indicative of like what women's saber is today. I mean, like, it's just like so many actions in the center, and I think it's like a lot of what we're practicing right now is just like trying to steal the timing. And they both do it so well.
Yeah.
In this bout.
I liked this style of fencing a lot. It's much more interactive and interesting to watch.
It definitely is, yeah. With the Koreans and their like long jumpy attacks, and Kharlan's like composure and explosiveness, it's just like it's very fun to watch.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Any other closing thoughts on the bout?
No, I mean, I think they're awesome fencers, and it's like just great to watch them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a bout like this really shows how important your preparatory footwork is.
Definitely. I think with the circumstances that we're all in right now, we're probably, like, a lot of fencers are doing, like, Zoom fencing classes. And I know in our Zoom fencing classes, we only are focusing on, like, 2-3 steps forward, 2-3 steps back, appel, jump back, you know, like, things like that in your footwork.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks. It sucks so much because you're like, I hate fencing. If this is what fencing is like, I hate it. But in another sense, it's a great like way to shift your focus on like moving in and out in the box, and developing that speed, that really small speed, that is actually really, really useful in fencing, and kind of something that's super overlooked. So, and clearly it's you know, comes up so much.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of people, when they do footwork, they want to do like whole strips, but in your house you probably don't have the space to do that. But everyone has the space to like do advance appel and pull an opponent short. So like
right, exactly.
That's definitely.
If I can master my advance appel and pull someone short like Olga does in this bout after this quarantine, I feel like I will have had a really successful quarantine.
Yeah, totally. That's a great way to put it. Always trying to find the silver lining in the clouds.
Definitely.
So, yeah. Thank you for watching this with me, Fran.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. This was fun.
Yeah, it was.